just want to play something from the rush hour yesterday on Triple M. Jason Dunster was our special guest.
Let's be brutally honest. We all need to take a leaf out of John Bon Jovi's book and shoot these blokes down in a blaze of glory. And I'm talking about the Duke and his cronies, the bloody rules officials, people that have nothing better to do than work out ways to radically change the face of our game when it doesn't need to be changed.
Well, Luke Darcy, the Duke, of course, he gave it support. He liked this idea.
That's because he's a ruckman and he hasn't got a clue.
So, Duke, by way of introduction, very nice
Duke.
for the Western Bulldogs star to join us.
Just before we do box on, Duke.
No, great to be here on a Friday night.
In my defence, Snorkel rang me and said, will you come on and lighten the rush hour up a little bit? So I took a little bit of poetic license.
Just some of your finest there, too. You've missed the whole point, and most people have. No one's recommended anything. They're just throwing up options for debate. And that particular suggestion came from Clubland.
Clubland?
It came from Clubland.
What's Clubland?
From within the clubs. And it might have even come from very close to
didn't
yours.
Come from Hawthorn.
I'll give you the tip. You might want to go back and check some of your notes. We're not allowed to go into the details what it is. So you might want to go back and just speak to your own footy department that's had a few issues this week, and you were pretty ordinary in your defence. As I was driving, very, very unconvincing in your defence of Jeff Kennett. You could just feel the disdain. You could feel the disdain coming out of your words as I drive in and listen every Friday night. It's not even close to recommendation, Garry. It's just throwing up ideas. We've got to have some debate in the game.
Duke, I said that last night in the footy show. Why is everyone getting so uptight about throwing them up on the agenda to be discussed?
That's all it is.
Honestly, just getting carried away.
Please.
And the goal line.
Don't sit there and think they're not going to do something, Gaz. And they'll throw up all these other rules and say, no, we didn't do any of them. It's a smokescreen so they can bring in the one they want to bring in.
What is it?
Which is changing the interchange.
Oh, big fizz. How many do you want on the interchange?
Mate, I don't think we need to do anything.
Okay.
Capping interchange. Why? It doesn't bother anyone except the people that are counting the interchange.
Well, there's a couple of suggestions there. And I'll be honest with you, I've come with the erring on the slant of leaving the game alone. That's where I approached it. But you sometimes need, and I was someone when they put the circle in was hysterical, saying you're going to ruin everyone who can jump and you're going to make people obsolete. Saved about 20 people from doing these. So no one cares
but it also
about
doesn't stop you from jumping.
No, absolutely. So that's what's great about every now and then. You do have to tinker with the rules. And you look at a game like rugby union is now absolutely gone because it hasn't got a rules committee and they don't change the game. So occasionally you do just have to...
smash another...
not a bad observation either, by the way.
Duke!
Das, on the interchange options, there's either 3 interchange players and 1 substitute, 2 and 2, or 80 rotations in total for a match. You didn't put in the option of the status quo. And that's caused a bit of concern at the clubs I've spoken to this week since you put that out.
Yeah, that's true. And I think and a lot of debate around the table about that. What they're going to hang their hat on is all the independent medical research that's saying because the game's quicker, there's an increase in injuries. Now, there's a lot of people at Clubland will debate that and say it's wrong and it's false, and that will be the issue that you have.
I think there's 7 clubs who are pretty angry that the status quo wasn't left as an option.
One of the options.
Yeah.
And that is fair. And you're never, ever, when you do these things, going to appease everyone. No one's ever happy with these solutions. Which one is put forward? Is it changed at all? That will be the issue. If you talk about three on the interchange bench and 1 substitute, you're probably not looking at a massive change in how we rotate the game now. And sometimes you do get a little bit hysterical, and when it is a change, you look at and think that perhaps it was positive in the end.
So could it stay as it is? Is that an option, even though you didn't table status quo as
well, I suppose it could. I mean, it all goes back to the Clubland. It goes to the AFL Commission at the end of the day. They're the ones that veto. It's just a recommend.
Who's on the rules committee? I'm interested.
Lee Matthews.
No argument.
KB.
He's on a lot of committees.
Been on a few. Andrew McKay has got a part-time role there where he goes around and actually takes all the feedback from the clubs, which is better. They do get a lot more consultation from the clubs. Michael Sexton has been on it.
Michael
Sexton, former Carlton Premiership player.
The Geesh
is and the umpiring department are on it. Adrian Anderson chairs it, and
the Duke
and my good self.
Yeah.
Well, there's some names there that very happily fit in a committee, Garry.
A few lightweights, Jim.
Oh, no.
I thought a bit harsh on Lee. I thought Lee.
I reckon. I do think though that if there is going to be a change, the most palatable one would be the substitute.
So 3 players on the bench and a substitute.
Yeah, that's certainly the one I like.
Because the one that worries me is capping anything. How are you going to count? How are you going to count it? What happens if there's 81? Do we pay a free kick? So I don't think that works. Would be my personal opinion.
Well, and from a purely selfish point of view, I don't know about the Hawks, Chief, but I reckon North Melbourne, 8 of the 20 games this year have been down a rotation at quarter time, and it just ruins you.
Yep.
So if you can bring someone in and go, right, you're playing the rest of the game, I think
that's one of the real arguments, Jim, for bringing it in, because the stats say if you lose one player, you're about an 8% chance of winning. If you lose 2, it goes down further and further. If you lose 3, you've virtually got no chance of winning the game.
Sorry, go, Gary.
No, we can introduce our guest. I was just going to say, who started this interchange craze, do you think? Who was the first?
Collingwood in 2007.
Oh, dust.
Who started it?
Fremantle Footy Club started it way back in the Conley days.
Oh. You reckon they were
reckon.
obsessive about it?
He doesn't reckon.
I
He
don't
knows.
reckon. I know.
Not even further back. Jared Neesham even further back, wasn't it?
Well, he was more so sort of revolutionised the way it was played, the game, in terms of his water polo style. But I had this conversation with Connolly through the week. I think he was the first to get up to 100, and that place nearly blew up. One of the first. You go back through it, honestly, way back.